Mushoku Tensei Season 2 is absolutely amazing so far. So in this video, I want to talk about the theme of moving on and how difficult it is, and just how well portrayed it was in Mushoku Tensei. So obviously, that means that there's gonna be spoilers for episodes 1 to 4. Without further ado, let's get into why Season 2 of Mushoku Tensei has been absolutely amazing so far. So of course, I'm going to be focusing on the general theme of moving on and how difficult it can be, and just how amazing this anime is portraying how difficult it is to actually move forward when you lose someone important like that. The last season ended with Ares completely ditching RUDEUS. It was crazy, bro. He got hoed, all right? Poor man, seriously. Obviously, we can see him like super sad, super depressed when he was trying to like move to a new city to keep searching for his mom. The vibe he gives off, it's like he doesn't care anymore. There's something that is repeated throughout the first episode, that it feels like he doesn't care about life anymore, and it feels like if he dies, he literally just won't care, which is something very common that happens when you go through losing someone, a breakup, something similar to that. It's normal to feel how RUDEUS feels. To add on top of that, when RUDEUS hangs out with the new characters, right, he constantly repeats that, oh, she's like her, she's like, you know, Ares, like Sara is like Ares, because they're both tsunderes and whatnot. They have similar personality traits, and they're like, oh, they're kind of similar. And that's very common, especially right afterwards. The way you process emotions, you're gonna be reminded of a lot of things. Obviously, you're gonna feel shame, you're gonna feel sad, you're gonna feel angry. It's just a process. You're processing your emotions. You're going to get reminded of certain personality traits of the person that you lost or the person that you broke up with. And then, again, super small detail, but it was extremely well done in the first episode. Top tier first episode, seriously. And what RUDEUS does, speaking from experience, you should do as well. Try to like healthily keep on moving as much as you can. Healthily distract yourself, because when you see RUDEUS enter like the inn and stuff, he's like, whatever, here's all the money, I don't freaking care anymore. He's like, let me stay for a whole month, right? And then the first thing he does when he gets into the room, get into his bed and stare at Ares' hair. It feels like he lost everything. One of the party members of Counter Arrow was like, bro, you're amazing. Like, the way that you use magic is incredible. I haven't seen someone like that since forever ago. And he's like, yeah, but that skill and power isn't gonna bring my loved ones back. Bro, that hits so hard. Come on, bro. Like, it's incredible, because no matter how strong or amazing or talented you are in anything, this goes in anything in life, when you lose someone, if someone passes away, right, or if you break up with someone, how talented you are, how skilled you are, and no matter how other people keep repeating it to you, that is not exactly going to make you feel better, because you're like, frick, bro, like, thank you, but that's not going to help me get what I lost back. But again, how RUDEUS just keeps on moving and moving despite not wanting to, despite being sad, despite wanting to stay in his bed all day. He keeps like, okay, I gotta move, I have to keep doing new jobs and stuff, because I just can't stay like this. Like, I need to keep moving, I need to find Zenith, I need to find my mom, etc, etc. After all that stuff happens, he fights some bears, right? He almost doesn't care if he dies or not. You can literally see him like stand still, losing grip of his staff, like, just like, end me already, right? But then the party members kept on fighting no matter what, even if it seemed hopeless. And then in that moment, a fire was reignited in his heart. And it was done super well, because you can replace RUDEUS' fire which is like living, redeeming himself from his past life, right? Being a better person in general. You can take that, for example, cooking or drawing or something, etc, etc. Just replace it with anything, and the symbolism is done extremely well, because he's like, oh my god, like, I feel so alive, my heart is beating so hard, why is it like this? And it's amazing, because to kill the grizzly bears uses a fire spell to just kill them. It's like a symbolic, because it's like literally a fire that reignited in him to keep on going. And to add on to my point, in the end, comes back to the inn, throws Ares' hair to the fire, ending the chapter like, okay, Ares, you are a part of my life, I really cared about you, but it's time for me to move forward and just keep on living, man. And again, bro, seriously, that first episode is extremely good. Like, man, maybe I shouldn't have watched this airing, you know? But yeah, carries on into the other episodes. There's a couple of time skips here and there, right? But he's still like moving on, he's still like feeling sad, because again, it's not that easy. A lot of things that anime tend to do is like, oh, this happens and the next day I'm completely fine, which is super not realistic. Rudy is like, oh, it's been a couple of months and he's still like suffering. A perfect example of this is when he goes with counter arrow. There's a time where like everyone just dipped for a second and he looked back and there was no one there. And he smiles almost as if saying like, oh man, maybe this is what I deserve. Of course this happens. Yeah, I expected this, and just kept on fighting until, you know, Sarah just uses her arrow and hits one of the monsters with an arrow, kind of confirming that, no, you're not alone, bro, like, we're here for you. And another big thing that happened throughout these episodes is how he forces himself to smile. You see Soul, right? Another, like, quote-unquote important character, being like, bro, like, you piss me off. Like, you smile, it's so fake. Literally going off on RUDEUS when he was drunk. RUDEUS just kept on smiling, and he was like, yeah, I'm gonna keep on smiling because I don't want anyone to hate me. I don't want to be left behind ever again. How flawed RUDEUS is incredible. I'm one of the people that would prefer Mushoku Tensei without all the ecchi stuff. This is very personal, by the way, subjective as heck, but the reality is, like, he shows how it's difficult to move forward and improve in your life. It's not easy, bro. Huge props to the author. And speaking of ecchi, bro, about to do ecchi with Sarah, right? And he couldn't, you know, get it, you know, work. This is so ecchi. Put all of that aside, it just shows you how he still has that horrible heartbreak in him, still recovering from it, because it's not easy, bro. It's not like, oh, next day, next week. In RUDEUS' case, next month, because it takes time, bro. Like, it's so well represented. And of course, the episode goes on with RUDEUS trying all sorts of things. Super ecchi. It is what it is. It feels like he doesn't want to commit. He's afraid of forming connections with other people, afraid of getting abandoned, of getting left behind, of getting just thrown to the side. And he's like traumatized, and it's very super well portrayed. And last but not least, how RUDEUS feels saved from everything that has happened, even though he was the one who saved Sarah. He was the one who is constantly helping them in their quest. He saved their lives multiple times. He tells them that they saved them, that they helped them a lot. Very realistic, because a lot of people feel a lot better when we help other people. And RUDEUS, in his case, when he helps other people, he feels like a part of him is healing. It's the small things, bro. I feel like a lot of this goes over a lot of people's heads, and I really want to emphasize how amazing Mushoku Tensei did this. That pretty much does it for these 4 episodes in terms of moving on. Season 2 has been off to an amazing start. The art, animation, all that stuff, is always, bro. Like, I don't need to mention that, bro. I feel like a lot of people already say that. Now, we're going to uni. Like, oh shoot, freaking RUDEUS is going to uni. I'm super excited to see what's gonna happen. So much awesome stuff can happen in this arc, and I'm very excited. So yeah, crack that subscribe button if you enjoyed. Tell me down below what you think of this, your thoughts on how Mushoku Tensei did this theme. Tell me what you think about Mushoku Tensei in general. I'm obviously gonna be freaking talking about Mushoku Tensei some more because it's just so good, bro. It's so good. Again, personally, if the ecchi was removed, I would adore this anime to death. I can live with it, bro. It's not a deal breaker, right? See you on the next one. And of course, take care of yourself.